Welcome to another Mindful Monday. As you can tell, I'm in a hotel room. I'm returning from a weekend trip in Missouri that was for some personal training and education. I wanted to test myself and learn some new skills, and I've worked with and sought out to train again with one of the best instructors I've ever met in this particular arena. And throughout the weekend, I struggled. It was extremely difficult, both mentally and physically, and multiple times during this weekend, I trained until the wheels fell off, where I basically fell apart. And that's not normal for me. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty good at whatever I set out to accomplish. But here's the key takeaway. The fumbling, bumbling, and when I struggled the most, that's where I learned. When you get going at a new skill or new ideas to the point where the things start to unravel, well, that's where the magic happens. So I'd take a deep breath. I'd take a step back and pause and think about what was keeping me from taking the next jump forward. Even around a bunch of other macho dudes and girls, I know what I wanted to do. So I'd just stop and I'd let my brain do what it does best. Solve the problem and figure out a way to get better. At the end of the 2 days as a team, we sat around as a group and we kind of discussed what the weekend was, like a debriefing. And many of my fellow trainees talked about how much fun they had. And it was fun. It was the middle of the Missouri mountains, absolutely 2 days of the most perfect weather I've been around. It was a beautiful location, like I said, 70 degrees, and a great group of men and women to work with. I made new friends. When it was my turn, I had a different way of seeing the entire weekend though. So I told the instructor, I love you guys. That's why I drove halfway across the country to work with you. However, I did not have fun this weekend. I struggled. It was new, and my brain wasn't processing as fast as I wanted to. My body wasn't performing to the degree I wanted to get to. It was hard, really hard, both physically and mentally. I'm exhausted, but that's the exact reason I came up here to see you guys. I needed this in my life, and I feel like you guys have touched my soul. It's a level of betterment. I just don't know if you could get it in 2 days doing anything else or anywhere else. And here's the point, and I think it's the entire point of Mindful Monday in the first place. We're all out here trying to find happiness and feel better and get more enjoyment in the world, while in fact it's most likely right in front of us. It doesn't happen passively. You can't just wait for happiness. Most often it has to come from within. And one of the shortest ways to gain happiness is through frustration and work. It's improvement, turning failures into successes, new skills, and the excitement of trying something that you're not good at. There was a point about a decade ago where my life took a major change, and that change altered my perspective and the way I saw the entire world switched. It began when someone I looked up to first made me do something that I was extremely uncomfortable and unskilled at doing. It has since spawned a new way of me experiencing life. So get comfortable at being uncomfortable. Try new things, struggle, learn new skills, and savor the improvement. Because I've done a lot of cool things in my life, and probably more cool things in the last 20 years than the first 20, which just seems unbelievable. I think sometimes as adults, we just get used to the status quo. So this is my push for you to get out there. There's at least a dozen things you can come up with right now that you always wanted to learn. So start, learn them, and push yourself to get good at enjoying the fumbling silliness and the awkwardness, because you're now taking steps to making yourself better. And that's happiness. I realized on my drive home last night through the hills of Arkansas and Missouri, where the leaves were changing color, the yellows, the reds, the orange trees were dropping their leaves, the windy, curving roads, and me sitting there by myself driving, just giggling. I feel more alive than I have for a long time, and this is easy to do. I can't believe I waited so long to do this. Until next time on Mindful Monday, push yourself to get better, guys.